Good morning, guys. This morning I was just out here watering the greenhouse and I figured I would give you guys a tour because you haven't really had a tour since Derek built this thing. And we're actually going to be redesigning this entire greenhouse. So I wanted to show you guys what it looks like before we do that, because we're gonna add a bunch of raised beds down here and basically take out everything except for the trees that are in here. So I've been working really hard the last 6 months. This is only 6 months that we've had this greenhouse for, so I've been working really hard. Most of the stuff that you see in here is planted from seed except for the trees. But I did get like my banana trees and stuff just as little tiny babies, and I'll kind of give you guys an idea of where I get stuff from as well. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a tour. And it's real hot in here. So usually we have a fan going. It's up there if you can see it. But it's kind of loud, so I just didn't want to have it on during the whole video. But yeah, let's do this because it is hot in here. So over here is the east side of the greenhouse. As you know, the sun is rising over the mountains over here. So this side actually gets a lot of sun in the summer. We actually need to put a shade cloth up. But I have so many tomato plants. So I think I have like 16 tomato plants in this greenhouse. They were all grown from seeds. I get all of my seeds from rareseeds.com. And I also get, these are some grapes that, see how they got a little bit burnt? So I had to put them in the shade, but these are some grapes I got from Rare Seeds. And then these are actually some better looking grapes. So these ones are doing a lot better. But if you guys go on rareseeds.com website, in the springtime, they have baby plants that you can buy, and they're about this big. And that's where most of these plants come from. So like, these are ginger and turmeric plants. They were about this big when I got them. And even this massive mulberry tree I got last year from them. It was about 2 inches tall, and now it's almost 6 feet tall. So I just want to point that out because most of these plants are from Rare Seeds. I got them this year, except for that one was last year, the mulberry. And then this big fig right here, and some of the other figs we have were last year as well. So yeah, these are yellowneck figs. These are all blackberries. And these were tiny when we got them, and now they're huge, and they're only a couple months old. So it's just a really cheap way to get plants. This is actually a banana tree that's huge, and it won't actually grow outside. So I put it in this big pot because I think I might put it in our house. But I actually got this off Etsy. It's a Namwa banana, or not Namwa. It's an ice cream banana. And yeah, it's just growing like crazy. Every day this thing grows a new leaf basically. So we have that. And then these are all figs down here as well. These are all from Rare Seeds again. So figs are extremely resilient. We had two of these outside, and I thought that they died. So I was gonna replace them with a persimmon and an apple tree. And when I went to dig them up, they were actually still alive. And I destroyed the roots, but I put them in these 2 pots and they grew back like crazy. So figs are extremely resilient. This is actually a pawpaw tree. So it's like it's basically like a mango and a banana is what the fruit is like. So if you were to mix a mango and a banana together, that's what the fruit would taste like. And we have another one right here. These were just, again, little baby starter plants I got off Etsy. I just kind of go on Etsy and I'll look and see what kind of plants they have on there, and then I just buy them. So here is a mini Loa Tangelo. This guy's gonna go outside. He's actually not doing super good in here. And then we have a lime tree. We actually have a lime growing on here as well. There's one. I might put this guy outside, but I might just plant him in here because we are gonna have some pretty deep raised beds around the outside here. But yeah, we have lots and lots of tomatoes. So different kinds. I've been trimming these because they were just getting really crowded. This is actually a wild orange tree that I got off of Etsy, and it's growing really tall. And then these are some more baby plants that I got from Rare Seeds. So these are pomegranates, and they're getting really long, and like I need to repot them. And then this is a blueberry that's not doing very well. And then here's another blueberry. And we have another one over there. I also have just like a lot of random stuff growing in here. So this is some purple opal basil. And I have another one right here. And then you guys saw the grapes already. I'm just hanging on to these guys until our yard is done for our new house. Because I don't want to plant them at the tiny house. And then these are, like I said, turmeric. And I have a ginger plant over there that I'll show you. Here is another banana. So once we do the raised beds, I think I'm gonna plant this guy in like the corner over there and just see what happens, see if he grows. This is actually an almond tree and more tomatoes. Just know that there's a lot of tomatoes in here. These are all plants that I just planted. There's like tons of stuff. So I did a lot of herbs. I did some Thai basil, lemongrass. I did a bunch of different kinds of mint. And then in these, I also just planted some new different kinds of tomatoes and peppers and squash. And down here, I've just been kind of experimenting. So I have a bunch of onions growing to see if they'll actually grow in these pots. And they're doing pretty well. And then these are little tomatoes that just kind of pop up off my other tomato plants. So I just like pull them out and put them in pots. And then I have a bunch of wildflowers growing. So these are all hyssop. And if you guys are ever in Arizona and you're driving down the freeway in the springtime, you'll see all these like very skinny red wildflowers everywhere. That's what these are. They also have a lavender hyssop. So yeah, this is the other side of the greenhouse. So what we plan on doing is making a raised bed that goes around the whole perimeter of it. And then we're gonna do a big raised bed in the middle as well. So all of this is gonna be gone in probably a week or so. These little guys are actually longan trees. If you guys have ever had longans, I had some longans that I got from Miami Fruit and I just decided to plant the seeds and then they grew. So I don't know, maybe we'll have some longans grown in here. And then this guy is actually a date palm that my neighbor Yvonne planted. It took like 3 months to sprout. And yeah, she has a few different sprouts. So we'll see how fast that guy grows. And then I just have some plants that I'm gonna be putting inside. Yvonne actually gave me this elephant plant. This is a kaffir lime tree. So if you guys have ever had Thai food, they use the kaffir limes in red curries and things like that. And they don't actually eat the limes because they taste terrible. In Asian cultures, they use them for cleaning because they're so horrible, but this plant smells so good. I'm gonna put it in a really nice pot and put it in our house. And then all of these are just more wildflowers that I have been growing. I have some beets that I was just doing a little experiment in these pots to see how big the beets will actually get. And then I have some lavender. This is more hyssop. Here's my little ginger bush. And I have a lot of moringa trees as well, which I'm just gonna plant in the raised beds because they will die here in the winter. They're like more of a tropical plant. And then the same thing with these. So these are all hibiscus that I grew from seed. And yeah, they won't survive outside. They are a tropical plant. So I'll have to plant these permanently in here. Or I think one of them I'm gonna put in the house. This one doesn't look too hot, but it's because I just repotted them the other day. And then here is this is a small mulberry that I got this year. So you guys saw how big that other one was that I got last year? That was 6 feet tall. This one is from this year. So it's already that big. And like I said, they're about 2 inches tall when you get them. And then this one is actually a papaya, which I'll plant permanently in here and hopefully it will grow some really nice papayas, but who knows. And then we have a kumquat tree. Kumquats are like one of my favorite fruits. We'll eventually plant this guy outside. This is a Meyer lemon tree, which I might permanently plant in here, I'm not really sure. This is a really big fig. So this fig was from last year as well. Look how big it is. It's as tall as I am. So yeah, it's really convenient to get stuff from either Etsy or like Rare Seeds to get little starter plants. And then the last thing we have is just these 2 tomato plants that I just trimmed. They were so massive, I had to trim them because when they start to get really, really big, the fruits really suffer. So a lot of the energy has to go into the plant. So I've just been cutting off all these little like extra shoots that aren't producing anything. But I just cut probably like 50–60% off this plant. So yeah, that is our little greenhouse tour. I just wanted to give you guys a show of it because, like I said, we are going to be changing things up a bit here in the next few weeks, and I wanted to show you guys how our current setup is. It just looks like this. So yeah, this setup has obviously been working pretty well for us. It's just kind of annoying to have everything in pots because it does limit how much they can grow, and I want to be able to grow tomatoes, zucchini, peppers, like squashes, cucumbers, stuff like that more year round in here. And I know that I will be able to. Anything that can self-pollinate, that is a self-pollinating plant, I basically want to be able to grow year round. So I've been growing tomatoes. We've had tomatoes for 5 months. I haven't had to buy tomatoes. And we get a couple of tomatoes every single day, but I want to have that same kind of setup with more varieties of things. So that's why we're going to be doing the raised beds. But yeah, we just wanted to give you guys a little update. So that is the current, sorry, this camera is so heavy. I don't know how Derek holds it all the time. But yeah, there's the current greenhouse tour. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and Derek's working on some more videos for you guys. So we will see you very soon. Peace.